Hey, what's up, guys? It's Rico here, CEO of Sourcefind Asia, co-host of the Main Channel podcast, and the host of the Sourcefind Asia YouTube channel. I'm here with my esteemed business partner, ChinaMike. You want to give yourself a little intro, like my style, or
ChinaMike.
that's it? Come on, bro. You could do better than that. All right, so we're back with another one, and we are still in Delinda's bag factory. We're gonna do a basic video on how to do quality control on high-end leather handbags.
People gon' hate, let them do it. Shine like it ain't nothing to it. That's right. Damn, you a major influence. Skate like they ain't nothing doing. Live life, don't say nothing to them. People gon' hate, let them do it. Shine like it ain't nothing to it. That's right. Damn, you a major influence. Skate like they ain't nothing doing. Live life, don't say nothing to them. People telling lies on me. Feeling like Pac, all eyes on me. What my next rhyme gon' be. Dope motherfuckers never ever gon' shine off me. Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. Don't worry, my haters is gon' pay for it. Chase dreams while dumb niggas that chase horse. Overseas on a great tour, or maybe I'm just dreaming. It beats being with demons, all niggas is scheming. At least I'm thinking of an achievement. People talk shit for 4 seasons for no reason. People dog LeBron till LeBron show up. When he steps on the paint, then they guards go up, scars go up, all the applause go up, and everybody in the whole damn car goes nuts. People gon' hate, let them do it. Shine like it ain't nothing to it. That's right. Damn, you a major influence. Skate like they ain't nothing doing. Live life, don't say nothing to them. People gon' hate, let them do it. Shine like it ain't nothing to it. That's right. Damn, you a major influence. Skate like they ain't nothing doing. Live life, don't say nothing to them.
So we have a number of different bags here that we've done in Dolinda's factory in the past. All kinds of clients. This is a bag that I did with the previous company that I was with. Quality leather along with, this is hemp material, which is pretty cool. But most of the stuff that Dolinda does is either leather or PU. All of our stuff is high-end leather. This is ljsbrand.com. This is one of our clients that does really nice women's handbags. And then some of this other stuff was for...
If you've seen any videos of me, I think like the last, on the factory floor, the plastic injection molding, the bag that I have, my bag is an LJS bag.
Yeah, and then in the past, we also did work with a company called Smashbox Cosmetics. It's a large cosmetic company based out of Los Angeles, and we've done all kinds of those type bags here for them. But yeah, this is also an LJS bag, a new release coming out in the next couple of weeks. It's called the Alexa bag, and just thought I'd take you through the basic points of QC when it comes to bags. Obviously, the first thing is you already have the bag sizing, structure, and materials picked out prior to doing QC. So you just want to make sure that that is the case before you start production, meaning that the materials are what you ordered and you agreed on. You need to check the stitching of the bag if you're noticing any irregularities or issues with the interior stitching. Have to check your hardware. This is an important aspect. For me, I always make sure that you're making quality control checks as the bags are being produced. That's extremely important with bags and leather because leather is expensive and you have to cut it to a certain size prior to production. So if you're fully constructing a bag and there's an issue, let's say with some of the interior lining, the lining's the wrong color, or there's some stitching issue on the interior lining, that's very difficult to do once the bag's fully complete. But if you're checking this as the product is being produced, there's a higher probability that you're going to recognize an issue as it's being done, and a much higher probability that you might be actually able to correct that. Another issue I run into a lot of times with bags, especially ones that we haven't done already. So, second, third production run is pretty easy, but I'll give you an example with this bag. This is actually a sample. This is a little bit different than our final variation. And the reason for that is we have these straps here on the side. And what happens when we tested them and we went through the QC process, the stitching started to come out on the side. So we made a second sample, and what we did was during production, we reinforced this strap and buckle here with a piece of leather on the inside. And that also wasn't enough.
Okay.
So at that point, what we did is we moved the straps and the buckles to the back side of the bag, and from there it could handle weight, and there was no possibility of it ripping. If we hadn't done multiple QC checks along the production line, we would have never noticed this. We would have made, X number 100 bags, and they would be breaking on people. So that's why it's so critical to check that, as you're producing.
Okay. So I mean, in general, that's for this kind of bag. Does it change when you have a bag, for example, like this one, that has multiple zippers and straps and things like that? Like,
does it change the QC process?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just more to look out for, right? There's more details that you have to attend to. I wouldn't say my method changes at all. I just make sure that I'm checking more frequently, just hitting those same things. It's pretty standard. There's only a few elements to a bag. Maybe like this has magnetic pieces as well, so that kind of adds a QC element. It's another aspect of the bag that needs to be checked. But for the most part, you're making sure that the material is the same, that they're...
What about the, let's say the person who's doing the inspection is the first time making a bag?
Yeah.
I mean, they might have some bags that they like the leather of, but how do they, when they're actually inspecting their final product, how do they kind of tell the quality of the leather, if it's going to last long term? Is there a way, do you have any methods that you use?
Full disclosure, my method is I heavily test out my samples prior to using them. So if I actually, for my stuff, for OBOT, for LJS brands, we don't use any material that we haven't tested out for months. That might not be the best news for some people who want to try to bring something to market quickly, but it's a fact. Bags, oftentimes you don't know how good they're going to be and the type of issues you're going to have until you have use with them. So I try to take them with me on a basketball tour and get a full use with it, having to deal with packing it up, as much weight as possible. The elements, if it's raining like it is now, just see how that holds up. But yeah, just thoroughly test them.
That's pretty much it. Is there anything else?
Not that I can think of, no. That's pretty much my method when I'm QCing a bag. And just the main thing is spot checks. Spot checks along the process. Otherwise, once the bag's already completed, the chances that you're going to go back and make a correction at that point are extremely low. So,
well, speaking of spot checks, I mean, how long is a typical bag production in a factory of Delinda size?
Well, the scheduling time is, the scheduling and material acquisition is usually the longest aspect of production.
Yeah.
If you're working with a good quality factory, they're not going to be able to pick your stuff up right away. They have to slot it in. So a lot of times we set anywhere from 20 to 40 days for production, depending on a bag, and that's after the sample vetting process. But I would say the actual
spot checks?
I would say the actual production, 5 to 10 days. 5 to 10 days to actually make the bags once the leather is cut.
So you have to get a breakdown from the factory to figure out the production schedule.
Yeah,
but would you start, once they start actually constructing the bags, would you recommend that somebody does an inspection after the first day or 2 days or 3 days? If it's 5 to 10 days for them to put the bags together?
I would say once you've worked with the factory and you know that they can do a good job and you have a little bit more faith in them, then I would say once the actual construction begins, meaning when you're applying, for example, for this bag, once you're starting to apply the inner lining to some of these pieces, because they're separate pieces which they're then bringing together to sew. But the first time I started to work with Dolinda or other bag factories, I actually showed up when they started cutting the leather, just to make sure that the sizes of the leather would be enough to suffice all the different parts.
Also, you might just want to check if the materials are correct.
Right?
Oh,
absolutely.
Absolutely. They're using the same type of leather and things like that.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, we always confirm. We have samples and we are eye up the leather samples versus the physical sample that we brought to them in order to begin the project. So that's already vetted out. But yeah, I would say for the first time, why not? If you have the ability to do it, you could spot check when they're cutting the leather. That can eliminate the checking the materials and also making sure that the sizing's good, and then definitely 100% sure when they're beginning to construct those initial pieces, which you can actually see in the video that we had recorded with Belinda.
All right, man. So guys, if you like this kind of content, like, comment, subscribe, and we will see you guys next week.
People telling lies on me, feeling like Pac, all eyes on me. What my next rhyme gon' be? Dope motherfuckers never ever gon' shine off me. Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. Don't worry, my haters is gon' pay for it. Chase dreams while dumb niggas are chase whores. Overseas on a great tour, or maybe I'm just dreaming. It beats being with demons, all niggas are scheming. At least I'm thinking of an achievement. People talk shit for 4 seasons for no reason. People dog LeBron till LeBron show up.